09 behind the Cessna, Golf Alpha Mike.
The Cessna just airborne also routing via Kirby. When you're ready with the left-hand turn out 09, clear for takeoff, surface wind 110 degrees 8 knots.
Clear for takeoff, 09 left turn out, traffic inside, Golf Alpha Mike.
Jeremy uniform behind the departing Cessna 182 via Echo, line of weight 09 behind.
Behind the departing aircraft, line of weight behind on runway 09, go from Heathrow.
The two previous departure centres are also routing via Kirby. When you're ready, 09, clear for takeoff, surface wind 110 degrees 8 knots.
Clear for takeoff, got runway 09, go from Heathrow.
Coach and Marshall 95, Foxtrot, you can re-enter 09.
Okay, he's zooming over there. I'm overtaking and going more northerly. So power is 23 inches, manifold pop is at 2300 RPM and the fuel's down to 50 litres an hour.
Directly, contact radar 119855, bye.
Liverpool radar 119855, thanks, go for it, sir.
Golf Alpha Mike, contact radar 119855, bye.
Radar 119.855, Golf Alpha Mike, bye. Upper radar, hello, it's Golf Echo Foxtrot Alpha Mike, routing Kirby outbound and visual with the aircraft over Ellington Golf Course.
Golf Echo Foxtrot Alpha Mike, radar, hello, we've got Kirby.
Okay, Golf Alpha Mike.
Golf Alpha Mike, you just crossed the M62.
Hey firm, Golf Alpha, just about to, Golf Alpha Mike.
Golf Alpha Mike, thank you. There is rotary traffic in AS55 just operating in the Alder area, up of altitude 1,500 feet.
Copy, Golf Alpha Mike.
Kingdom 10, there is traffic to the south, it says east of you range of 2 miles. Leaving the zone at Kirby, indicates altitude 1,400 feet, Cessna 182.
Right, so what's the call on aircraft 10? Golf Alpha Mike, left the zone at Kirby.
Golf Alpha Mike, thank you. The basic service report, leaving a frequency.
Basic service, we'll go Golf Alpha Mike.
So we just passed Lancaster off the port wing, and this is Morecambe Bay, and here's our route on a very special bucket list trip for me to land on the beach at the Isle of Barra. So north from Liverpool and then routing over the Cumbrian Fells, veering slightly more towards the west, routing to leave the coast just south of the Prestwick zone, over the Isle of Arran, over Coll and then into Barra. Here we're just to the east of Lake Windermere, and off the port wing is Bowness and Belle Isle. A great view north up Windermere towards Ambleside at the head of the lake.
Golf Alpha Mike, you reach the limit to cover, you can squawk 7000, suggest recall Scottish 119.875.
Call 7000, over to Scottish 119.875, Golf Alpha Mike.
Just make out Esthwaite Water, just to the west of Lake Windermere, and we've just been handed over from RAF Wharton to Scottish Information.
Scottish information. Good morning, Golf Echo Foxtrot Alpha Mike, request basic service.
Golf Echo Foxtrot Alpha Mike, Scottish information. Good morning, pass the message.
Golf Echo Foxtrot Alpha Mike, Cessna 182 from Liverpool to Barra. Currently overhead Ambleside, 4,500 feet on QNH 1021.
Golf Alpha Mike, Roger, Squawk 7401 with mode Charlie, basic service.
Squawking 7401, mode Charlie, basic service, Golf Alpha Mike.
Golf Alpha Mike, what's your intended routing?
Pretty much direct track from here, just remaining south of the Prestwick zone, and then direct track from there into Barra.
Golf Alpha Mike, Roger, thanks.
We can just make out Coniston Water in the middle distance. And there is Thirlmere about 1 o'clock with the Helvellyn Fells. So we're looking at Helvellyn now, and then Thirlmere, the reservoir down in the valley.
Wow.
And as you can tell, I rather like this view. Now looking west towards the Langdale Pikes.
This does make me very happy.
Another view of Helvellyn and Thirlmere.
So we've got Keswick over there.
Just about to come into view is Derwent Water with Keswick at the head and Skiddaw beyond.
6 degrees Celsius up there. So just free to check, now on a left tank. Plenty of fuel, talking to Scottish. The engine oil temperature pressures are fine. CHT is coming up to the hottest, cylinder 4 is reporting 379. So I'm going to shut cowl flaps just a touch. DI 320, not quite, it's drifting a lot. 320, I'm at 4,500 feet. All good. Now back to taking photos. The autopilot has the aircraft, but I should be looking out.
This is the western view down into the Newlands Horseshoe and the Buttermere Fells beyond. Derwent Water, Keswick and Skiddaw coming into view.
You are really fast, G-EFAM.
My comments about the ground speed. With the southeasterly wind pushing us, we were crossing the ground at about 170 miles an hour at this point. Here is Derwent Water, and we're just about to fly over Capels.
Getting direct track, Cockermouth.
Golf Alpha Mike, Scottish.
Go ahead, Golf on Mike.
Golf Alpha Mike, Belfast Regional QNH 1015.
1015, thank you, Golf on Mike. Okay, coming back up to 4,500. Alpha, oh.
Just make out Bassenthwaite Lake to the west of Skiddaw.
Wow.
Golf Alpha Mike, Scottish, would you like an update on the Barra weather?
Yes, please, Golf on Mike.
Roger, just spoken to them. I have the 920 meter, surface wind 180 degrees, 18 knots, visibility 20 kilometers, nil weather, clouds scattered 3,000, broken 5,000, temperature 17, 2.11, QNH is 1019er, and the tide is outside the markers.
Sounds absolutely perfect and much better than it was. Thank you very much for that, Golf Alpha Mike.
Welcome.
Fantastically helpful from Scottish Information, going to get me the Barra weather without my requesting it, as we can just see Crummock Water coming into view. And very reassuring, because the weather had improved substantially since I called them earlier before departure. It's a 2-hour flight, so obviously you've got to take a judgment as to whether the weather is likely to be good enough to make an approach. But when I left, they were reporting cloud base of 500 feet, so to hear that it had dramatically improved was good news. I should add that the weather had been forecast to improve, but it's always good to hear it actually confirmed. Leaving England behind, just crossing the coast at Maryport, just to the north of Workington, Whitehaven, Cockermouth, that sort of region. The route then took me over the Isle of Arran, and then Jura, the southwestern tip of the Isle of Mull, overhead Coll, and then direct track from there into Barra. But the cloud was quite significant during most of this route, so there's not much of it that makes the video. This is Coll with its beautiful beaches and Tiree beyond.
Golf Alpha Mike, visual with Barra, 18 miles to run. Request change Barra information 118.080.
Golf Alpha Mike, that's all copies. Service from Scottish terminates. Bye-bye for now, sir.
Bye. Barra information, very good morning. Golf Echo Foxtrot Alpha Mike, inbound 17 miles to run from the southeast. Request airfield information.
Golf Echo Foxtrot Alpha Mike, Barra information, basic service. We have no reported traffic. Surface wind 17021 knots. QNH 1019er. The danger area is active and runway 15 is in use. Report at 10 miles.
That's all copy, basic service, QNH 1019, copied active danger areas, runway 15 in use, and will report at 10 miles. Golf Echo Fox Alpha Mike.
So here is Barra, and we're in the descent from our cruise altitude down to join overhead at 2,000 feet. And as forecast, the weather had improved just in time for our arrival.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of water there.
The FISO at Barra had very helpfully provided these pictures showing the markers and their relative locations. They're pretty hard to spot from the air, so this was really helpful, and you may spot the pictures open on my knee pad. And here's our track log showing the join overhead and then the circuit to land. And you can see the beach landing area dead ahead, the lighter area of sand. We're arriving 30 minutes after low tide, which is as near low tide as I could get due to the arrival just beforehand of the scheduled Twin Otter service. Even then you can see there is still water on the beach, albeit not much.
We're crosswind as well.
Here we are joining overhead 2,000 feet, which gave me a good opportunity to check out the location of the markers and also get a feel for the wind and any other traffic, which there was none at this time.
I think I can see my marker. Yeah, I got it.
So I'm referring there to the runway 15 threshold marker, which is very hard to spot from the air.
Golf Alpha Mike, overhead, descending dead side, 15 left hand.
Golf Alpha Mike, roger, report final to runway 15. Surface wind 170, 22 knots.
Wilco, Golf Alpha Mike.
So the hardest part of this landing procedure isn't so much that it's a beach or that it's on sand or any of those factors. It's actually the fact there is no defined runway. So flying an accurate circuit pattern requires you to at all times keep in mind where the 15 threshold marker and the endpoint, the 33 effective threshold marker is. It took a lot of concentration, but it actually worked out okay. So now we're downwind left hand for a runway 15.
Landing base, first stage flap. Second stage of flap.
And second stage flap is as far as I go today, which will have consequences as we'll shortly see. I'm tending not to use full flap at the moment unless landing in a very short field, particularly when the aircraft is light as it is today, one up. It's a lot easier to flare and land with 2 stages of flap than with 3.
Golf Alpha Mike, final 15.
Alpha Mike, runway 15, land at your discretion. Surface wind 170, 19 knots.
Alpha Mike.
We're actually pretty accurately lined up on the 15 threshold marker, and that was taking all my concentration. What I'd let slip was my airspeed, which is a good 10, maybe 20 knots too high at this point, doing about 80. Really want to be no more than 70, short final, ideally 60. And this is where if I'd have used third stage of flap, it would have helped us slow down. What the outcome is that we float for quite some distance.
Come on. Oh. Very good.
So we're down on the beach. First time on a beach in the 182 for me. First time to Barra. Not my best landing. As we've just talked through, speed control let me down really on turn from base to final. Nothing broken. And we're at Barra.
Alpha Mike, you landed at 11, South Park in front of the car park with the blue fence.
Car parking with the blue fence, did you say, Golf Alpha Mike?
Firm.
Thank you.
So, was it worth the trip? 2 hours from Liverpool, 290 nautical miles, Yes, definitely. For me, absolutely fantastic flight. Beautiful over the Cumbrian Fells. Chance to land at one of the top 5 scenic airports in the world, apparently. Not the very best weather today, but a beautiful flight. Great experience. I didn't stay on Barra long, maybe an hour or so. There's obviously the issue of where you park the aircraft, given that you're on a beach, but I believe it is possible now to actually park up overnight. You can raise the aircraft above the high tide line, but that wasn't for me today. It was on to Glenforsa for lunch, subject of another video, and then flight back in time for tea. So day trip up Scottish Islands, and it was fantastic. Yeah, I would thoroughly recommend Barra if you get the chance to fly up there. Quite an experience, beautiful part of the world, just really something special to cross the sea and land on a beach. I mean, you can do this by boat, but it is so much more efficient, so much quicker, so much more fun to do it by aircraft.